know Swamp Thing was part of that.
The old Swamp.
Like I remember
I don't know. Hey, what's Toxic Avenger? Is that DC?
No, it's B rated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna do Toxic Avenger on USA Up All Night with Rhonda.
Yep.
That's what they used to be on.
Here goes a we recording.
Yeah.
You want to say Elvira or Rhonda?
I already got that as a what you call it? I think I already had it.
Ski Patrol or Ski School?
Ski Patrol is the best.
I have to learn the best movies ever.
I have that. All right. So, welcome to another episode of the Lost Blerds. I hope everybody can hear us. Might have to turn it up, but it's been a minute for all of us being in the studio. And like always, I'm the Kragan.
I am the villain.
What's going on, people? I am the doctor.
And we're here coming to you with everything pop culture. You know us by now. This is about the 5th, 6th, 7th, 12th, 13th episode so far.
No idea. Lost count.
So we've done so much stuff, but we appreciate all you guys who subscribe and liking us. And remember, just don't subscribe to our Facebook page. Go on Instagram, go on Twitter, go on YouTube, go on all of it.
Twitch, we want it all. We want the support that is.
Yep, and if you hate us, go on there too and tell us how much you hate us too. Mm-hmm. But all right, we're coming to you today with our first question. The first question of the day on this beautiful day here in Zamunda. Let's see.
Now this next door you, bro.
Oh, next door you. Right. And next door you.
I'm trying to stop laughing with this.
What's wrong with the DC universe?
How much time do we have on this show?
We're going to keep this about 30 minutes or less.
I thought we was going back to the
we're gonna go ahead see what's wrong with the DC universe.
What's right with it?
All right, I can actually take this. I'll go first on this one.
Go ahead.
This is the problem what I would always say is wrong with the DC universe, okay? Go ahead and strap in for this one. I'm going to go high speed. There's an abundance of characters that I think are far more badass than Marvel, okay? The problem with DC is this. I'm only 36, okay? At the time of this video, that is. The amount of DC characters that you've made full-on actual movies for is very small. I love these characters, however, I'm tired of Superman. I don't care about Clark Kent anymore. I don't care about Batman, okay? I want you to stop making so many damn Batman movies. And so it's like a safety blanket. It's like, oh shit, we losing money. Make a Batman movie with a new Batman, new gadgets, new car, new setting, new this, new that. I don't care. Your animated movies are head and shoulders above. It is. Some of your animated movies are better than Marvel's live-action top movies. Your inability to release stories for new characters will always be your fail. There are so many other Martian Man. We're not talking about people who need to be featured in other movies. You have to introduce new characters. If you were to be honest with yourself, if I gave you 10 minutes, 3 minutes, you could almost come up with 80 to 100 Marvel characters that you've met through other movies. The only characters I would be able to come up with on a DC list will either come out the Superman universe, Batman universe, a few out of like a few pick and pop movies that you may have found that you didn't know were DC. But other than that, the main thing I will always say, your inability to introduce new exciting characters and story arcs will always be your downfall. You have to stop making Batman and Superman movies. I'm tired of them. You've had, how many Batmans have there been in our lifetime?
Yeah, you going all the way back.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how many Supermans have there been? How many Black Lanterns have there been?
Six Superman movies, I think.
Now, movies?
Not including the old.
The Christopher Reeves made.
It's 4, right? How many did he make?
He made 4,
Then
if
you
I'm not
got
mistaken.
Superman Returns, and then Henry Cavill Superman.
And if you want to say Batman versus Superman,
Oh yeah, Batman.
you know what I mean?
Superman.
It is. That's my opinion.
I agree with that.
Which
though.
that
Like,
fight shouldn't have happened so soon.
Yeah, I agree with that. Though there's so many characters that DC has, and it's like, why do you keep recycling the same characters? And that's one thing that Marvel did great. I mean, I remember when they were first talking about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, who is that? And then they got a raccoon and a tree. Like, that ain't gonna be good, bruh.
Ends up being like one of your
One
favorite
of their
franchises.
best ones. I mean, I don't understand why they have too much material.
That's true. They
Too
have
much
far
material.
too much. And
You
I don't
can
know why
even-
they won't unleash it. It's like they're afraid. Like,
But I think what Marvel did a great job. I think they really did a good job of planning out what all they were going to do when they released all these individual movies, and then how they were going to tie it all together with the thread with Thanos, because they brought everybody from all their movies
but
together.
they actually end up not retconning, but they actually end up going back to tie some of those ends in.
Exactly.
That's how brilliant it was.
I mean,
But they let one person control all.
and that's what you need
That's
to
true.
do,
That's
because if you have multiple,
Kevin Feige controlled the whole Marvel universe.
and that's what they need to do.
And he's about to do the same thing in the Star Wars. They're about to let him control that too.
That's what they need to do. Because if you have all these people with different visions, they're not going to ever come to an agreement on how they're going to do this. That's what they do. It's almost like they just cherry picking. We're just going to throw this out there and see how it does. I mean,
I know
the
cartoons.
fact that you did Justice League before the Aquaman
You know what
movie,
I mean? Like, it's out of place. The fact that I know people won't really pay full price to go to a theater and see an animated movie, which I don't think that's true. They say that if you adult animation wouldn't do well in the theaters, is what they say. I will say this right here. Knowing now, if I had known now what I know then, I would have paid a full ticket price to see Flashpoint Paradox, Justice League War, Justice League Doom, Suicide Squad, Hell to Pay. It's so many I would have paid for. Or live action those movies. Like, do something different. But
and see, this is also something that's good.
it's mind blowing.
What they can, if you look at Snyder's Justice League, the characters that he introduced.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Terminator. Give that man a movie.
Yes. Stroke needs a movie.
Give
Yes.
Deathstroke a movie.
Yes, Deathstroke needs his own live
He,
action movie.
he needs a
Yes.
movie. Because then, even if you weren't just big into DC and you saw him and you wouldn't know who he was.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he didn't really do
And
anything.
you would know he is a god level
how powerful
villain.
he really
Yes.
is. I mean,
Is he really a villain?
and
Yeah, he
you
is a villain
touch so much on Cyborg's story.
now. Yes.
I mean, there go another one right there.
And then what you have is Fallout now. So you make let's say you make a Deathstroke movie, right? Then you get to make a League of Assassins movie, right? You see what I'm saying? The fallout from that movie could be like, oh my god, this movie was so awesome. Maybe they do introduce a Damian Wayne. Maybe they do make a Ra's al Ghul movie. You know what I'm saying? Like it is, but you don't introduce those characters. People aren't familiar with the other characters. They don't want movies for them.
And that's
Do you
why I
think
say
Black Widow would have got her own movie at first? Come on.
Nope. Oh shit, that's what I'm talking about.
That's proof that he has that as his ringtone. He actually said that a long time ago on the show. That's proof right there.
But that is exactly why they need to have one person or two or three, and they need to just map out a plan. Because I'm trying to think.
They have no battle plan. I agree with that. They
'Cause
have no
even
plan.
now, I mean, they could have did this so much better leading up to this fight with Darkseid in the first Justice League.
But you're a decade behind. You're literally a decade and almost 22 movies behind on a major storyline.
And there's
That
no,
right there,
there's
man,
no
solidifies
connection.
it.
There's
No
no
connection.
connection in their movies.
Any
So
of
it's like, where are you going?
Some of them aren't even in
Even-
the same universe.
And even with like Robert Pattinson's Batman that's coming out, so where are you going from there?
Well, you heard us in Earth 2. So it's not in anything that happened in the Snyder Cut or any of the new ones you've seen. None of that is happening in the same universe. There's an independent Batman movie.
Just make it, just like the Joker movie, just throwing
Fuck
it out
it.
there.
We losing money.
Just
Make
throwing it
Batman
out there.
movies.
They restarted it. Well, let's give them this.
For what?
Since the Justice League, they're restarting because what's her name? Ava DuVernay, her book, The New Gods, because she was supposed to come
But I
out
think
with the
they
New
scrapped
Gods
that,
and all that. And they got rid of
Yeah,
it.
they
So
scrapped that.
If I see
All these
Martha,
people had new stuff coming out, they got rid of. So
if I see
maybe,
Martha and Thomas Wayne die one more time, I'm gonna go find them myself.
But this is what I'm hoping. This is what I'm hoping.
but Zack Snyder, he's over it
Because
now.
we know they're working on Flash. They've already explored his time travel abilities in the Snyder Cut. And so what I'm hoping is Flashpoint Paradox, they're going to put it out there. He's going to go back in time. They're going to rewrite all this mess that they've created. And they're going to start over. I really feel like that's the only thing they can do from here. Unless you're just going to continue from what Snyder did.
Right. So,
Now, I believe they probably will restart everything. I think that was their point from the beginning anyway. Before the Snyder Cut came out, that was their point to restart everything.
Henry Cavill is Superman.
I think he's coming back, somebody said.
Do not replace him.
Yeah, somebody said he's coming back as Superman.
Do not.
So here goes the question.
Replace him.
You said that the way to come back in there is to have a general in battle, right? Like Kevin Feige. Right? Is Zack Snyder that guy?
He's going to have to be.
I think he is. Make
So
many
that
movies.
He's shown to have the most knowledge out of everybody
Sure, yeah.
they've had so far with his story.
They say DC say they don't like him because he makes his movies too dark.
Man,
That's what
that's
DC needs to be known for.
That's
Dark
what
comics.
I would go for. You
And
said
change
that a couple
to
times.
dark
That's
comics.
most-
That's pretty sweet though.
Their most popular movie, the original Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy, those were dark. Those were their most popular. They made the most money
That's true.
when they went dark
That's true.
with those three movies.
But look at
Y'all
Man
heard
of
it here
Steel.
first. If y'all call it dark comics, we want the Kraken to get paid for that.
You call it instead of Detective Comics, Dark Comics. Look at the Man of Steel. What did he do to Zod at the end?
Killed him. Broke his neck.
Killed him.
It's true. That set the tone for the whole
It's a
universe.
it's a superhero in the action movie. It has to have some action in it.
It's true.
Have some old fashioned action. It got to be super blood and guts like the new Rambo movies.
And then if
Some of that Sylvester Stallone new Rambo was just too bloody even for me. It wasn't even like the classic stuff, but still make it different.
Yeah,
Make it different from Marvel.
it's true.
When Marvel tries to be kind of PC all the time, make yours just a little bit of hitch like you
that's all
do.
you got to do.
Just
Look
a little
at,
edge.
look at Deadpool, right it off.
I'm with that.
Yeah, just
They
make
didn't
it
have
great.
no funds on that channel.
Look at Blade, rated
Right.
R.
like I
Look
said,
at the Wolverine
Yeah.
or Logan. Logan did
Yeah.
phenomenal.
yeah,
great movie.
That was great.
You know what I mean? And
I-
still talked about it to
What's
this
that?
day.
X-23. Great.
X-23. And about this Superman killing Zod, let's be honest, people. Let's be honest. What other choice did he have?
Yeah,
There were no.
prison.
There
Was
were
not,
no.
yeah.
He done. They haven't even. At that point, they didn't know nothing about kryptonite being their weakness. There was no. There are no kryptonite handcuffs they can put on
Yeah.
Zod
That's true.
to keep him. They didn't have the dead Phantoms on.
That's true.
Like
He wasn't gonna stop.
He wasn't gonna stop.
Unpopular opinion. I agree with Zod.
It wasn't,
Sure was.
He wasn't
Sure
going,
did.
that's why he's the villain.
I
He
agree
wasn't
with
going-
Zod.
He had no choice but to break that man's neck.
It was unfair what they were doing. You put all of his people, all of his lineage, all of their knowledge, and all of their power into one person instead of creating a new race with it. Bullshit.
Well,
I
at the
completely
time,
agree
he
with
had to do
General
that
Zod.
because of how Zod was acting.
I understand it, but now do your people the ultimate good. Sacrifice yourself. See, he's supposed to be a Jesus character, as they say, right? Sacrifice
Well,
yourself
they
to
didn't have
rebuild
They
Kryptonian.
already said they didn't have to kill him. And I still don't know. Even,
Kill him. They
even,
killed him in Superman All Stars.
Even in Man of Steel, I don't really just know if he knew, like him, that
He did what he was.
he didn't know that he had all that in him.
I get you.
Nah,
I get you. Yeah.
So he didn't even. I mean, as far as he just knew, Zod's just trying to kill me and kill everybody on the planet. He finna make a new Krypton on Earth.
I get it. I get it. All right.
So the question is, what's wrong with the DC universe? Everything.
Everything. Lack of characters, lack of expansion, lack of creativity,
No connection.
lack
between
of
the
risk.
movies. Yeah.
lack of you're not taking any risk. Like you said, the ultimate risk. When you said that, you just blew me out the water. Guardians of the Galaxy. All you knew was some people. It was a green chick, a tree, a raccoon, a wrestler dude.
I don't even know what you. And who thought Drax was gonna be as funny as he was?
Come on, man. In quote the dude from Parks and Rec. No, not Parks and yeah, Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
That's all he was. So you put them
didn't
together in
know
a
who these
movie.
folks were.
This will be one of the best
One of
franchises
my
to have.
top 5 Marvel movies.
Definitely.
Easily.
Right.
And possibly, right before we move on, possibly the greatest soundtrack in Marvel history too.
Yeah,
I will give it to
classic.
it.
I do not doubt that.
Yes.
Auto classic.
Especially from the first one.
Oh my goodness, the first one was out of control. The second one, I felt like they were trying too hard with a little bit what made the first one popular. Which okay, I feel you, but the first one was just yeah. It's just,
Yeah, man. All right,
whole taser face.
moving on to our pick ones. This first one, it's kind of hard to me. Which show would you rather be on? Video Arcade, the old Nickelodeon show with the black guy, I forget his name, never hosting, basic game show, or the classic 80s Video Power. If you don't know what Video Power is, go to YouTube, go on there. It's the classic original Nintendo video game or arcade game. It was great. Contestants used to be able to go on the show, play video games, and at the end, put on this little suit and run around the building putting video games all on it. You get to keep every video game that you can stick on you. So, which game show would you rather go on? Video Arcade or Video Power?
I'm going to take this one first.
Okay.
And you know my answer? I have no idea because I have never seen one episode of either one of those shows.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
You never seen that one.
Never,
My brain.
never even heard of them. Never heard of them. Never heard of them. What year was these shows released?
You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something because I'm always the one who gets this. If we were in live home room right now, what we're gonna call it channel something, like instead of channel 1. If we were in home room right now, I'd be on mute for that. It's the kind of stuff I get sound affected and muted for.
You have to stand with the lightsaber.
With the Vader saber too, man. You get the Sith saber for that.
No, for real. Like, what year did these shows come out?
Video Power
Video
was in the 90s. No, Video Arcade
Video
was in the 90s.
Arcade was 92.
Like, yeah, I'm saying it was in the 90s. So I know I was 12 at least. Video Power, I had to be a bit of. It's about 89, maybe 89, 90 for Video Power.
I don't know why I
No,
didn't watch.
it's probably 88. Because by 90, when did Super Nintendo come out? Whenever Super Nintendo came out, that's when they kind of fell off.
You know my excuse?
They went the other way.
I didn't have
Video
cable.
Power was 1990 to 92.
I didn't have cable.
Yeah, it was around the same.
That's my excuse. Didn't have cable.
I don't believe it.
Video Power came on Channel 30.
Couldn't
Came
watch.
on Channel 30 of regular TV.
Didn't have
WLMT.
Who? Never heard of it.
What?
Yeah, regular Channel 30. That's what all the cartoons
I didn't
used
even
to
have
come
an
on.
antenna. Couldn't watch. Sorry.
They had CDs.
Let me
and
go ahead.
Laserdiscs.
Let me go ahead and try to take this pick one then.
Yeah, you go.
I'm gonna go with Video Arcade on this one. Video Arcade to me was better because it had more the games I really liked. They were actually playing on it. You know, and they played like in a. It was like video. The trivia on there was pretty good. The end game was pretty cool. They had a black host on there. I thought was pretty cool. Even he got like the goofy. Everybody had that '90s like box fade kind of thing. Like the
And you could actually go inside the video game.
Yeah, you would go inside the damn video game and like
Green screen it.
it would be. Oh my god, Video Arcade was a very. I still remember the sound effects from that movie from that show. Yeah, I'm going Video Arcade.
Based on your description, I would choose the one where I could put the costume on, I could grab the game and stick them on me, and I would choose that show over.
Well,
if I had to pick between
That's why I'm going Video Power. You can play the actual real Nintendo games on there.
I remember that.
Stand there and play against other people. But the whole point of the game is like the Bozo show. Anybody remember Bozo the Clown?
I do remember.
I
Well,
never fear
well, you
clowns.
I forget about that. Well, you could go stand in front of these 6 buckets with ping pong balls in them and try to throw ping pong balls in each bucket,
Oh yeah.
and you win prizes. That's what Video Power remind me of. You play all day, get down to the end, you put your little helmet and your suit on, and you just run and pick any goddamn video game you ever wanted in your life.
See, that
Slide
would
down
be
the
the tipping
slide.
point for me. But the fact that we interacted, you could get. And what was the one with the Chuck? The caveman. Chuck, wasn't it? With the big-headed caveman.
Yeah.
You get to fight the man. I don't know. Putting the suit on and getting inside the video game. I don't know why I just thought
That was cool. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, now
Because you had to dodge the stuff they were throwing at you and
yeah,
everything.
that was the coolest part about it. It was like being inside of a video game, and to me at that age, like I said, I was born in '84, so at that age, I was like, dude, you can actually be inside of a video game. You know what I mean? So to me, the other one was like, I'm playing a competitive, then it turns into like supermarket sweep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is exactly what it was like.
Yeah.
At the end, I get it.
So, all right, we're going to move on to our next pick one, which is
The doctor was not in on that one.
Christmas Vacation or A Christmas Story.
Now, I do have an
Which is
answer
the
for that.
best Christmas movie?
Then you gotta go first.
I will go first.
Yeah, you will,
And you know
Mr.
what?
Video Power.
You know what? Let me step away from the cracking on this one. A Christmas Story was trash.
What?
Trash.
You got the high pitched what? Oh my
Garbage.
goodness!
You're going to have to separate your head.
Jeez,
Now, I
what?
can say if you don't like it, but don't say it's trash.
I
Come
had
on, man.
no love or admiration for A Christmas Story. I'm going with Christmas Vacation all day. Every day.
We got some tape or something.
Fragile.
Fragile. That must be Italian.
Well, I think that says fragile, honey.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this the second question, man. You never seen Video Power or Video Arcade.
But I've seen Christmas Story.
Now you saying
and
A Christmas
Lampoon.
Story
I will.
trash?
Trash.
Now you can say you don't like it, but that whole show is
Suing
24
your ass for
hours.
malpractice. Okay? I'm suing you for malpractice.
Go ahead. I
This is
got
out of
insurance.
control.
I got insurance.
Man, they don't look, man.
Trash.
They don't show it 24 hours for nothing.
Don't like it.
They don't show it 24 hours for nothing.
It means nothing. I'd rather watch Scrooge.
Scrooge is a great movie with Bill Murray. It's a
Exactly.
great Christmas movie.
Exactly.
But
And
still,
the Christmas Story is not.
man, come on, man. I don't know what to say that past that one. But this one was hard for me, unlike this person right here.
Easy.
It was hard
And he
because
had
you
to
got
do
the
better.
Griswolds versus Ralphie and Scott Farkas,
Yes.
and it was kind of hard. But
Do you have the lamp? It's a major award. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, it's a major.
Lampoon all day.
I wish Grover Dill were here. He would kick your ass, dog. I wouldn't even save you from Scott and Grover right now. All right, I'm gonna go next on this one. Now I'm not gonna say it's not trash. It's possibly one of the. It's possibly one.
these are
of the
probably
best
the top
holiday
two
movies,
Christmas
yeah,
movies
ever.
of all time. Next to It's a Wonderful Life and all the 80s Christmas cartoons. I mean, every 80s Christmas cartoon.
I'd rather watch Jim Carrey's
Fred-
The Grinch.
Fred
before I watch
Flintstone.
A Christmas Story.
I'm gonna go ahead and answer this question. Although it is one of the greatest movies, especially nostalgic movies ever, I'm gonna shake it up a bit. I'm gonna go Christmas Vacation, but this is why. I remember watching it with my brothers, and I thought that was one of the funniest. Laughed out. I remember going to the theater. Actually, we went to the Highland Quartet, I think, and just to show you how old they were, over there on what's the word over there?
Pablo?
Yeah. So we go over there to see this movie, and we literally almost got put out the theater for laughing too loud. You know what I mean? I think it has one of the greatest, and this is what the tipping point was. It has one of the greatest intro songs. Christmas, the National Lampoon's movies are known for having like that Holiday Road song, but Mavis Staples, that song is amazing. It also introduced me to
Christmas time is here.
the greatest Christmas song I had never heard. Okay, it's the greatest Christmas song you've never heard. It's called "The Spirit of Christmas" by Ray Charles. I implore you to go. You can listen to that thing year round. It is that movie is so fun. Don't get me wrong. There's no wrong answer. That is literally one
there
A.
is a wrong answer.
It is literally one A and one B in my book, or
it's
one A
one-
capitalized, one lowercase a.
2000.
But I'm gonna go with Christmas Vacation because I think the soundtrack was better. Only because I think the soundtrack is kind of
As
tipped the
was the
scale.
movie. As
Look.
was the movie.
A Christmas Story
I can name several Christmas movies right now better
It's
than The
not.
Christmas Story.
on TNT and TBS. 24 hours for nothing.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
Back to back.
I give you that.
I watch almost every hour what's better than a little boy trying to get his best
toy.
gift ever for Christmas?
A man trying to get his bonus check.
And he was trying to have a fun, old-fashioned family Christmas.
Exactly.
Then nothing goes
Same
right.
thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
That is literally 1 A and 1 B. I could talk just as much about Christmas stories as I could about vacation.
But nobody wants to listen.
Are
to
you?
that.
Christmas
Yeah.
store. We finna move on to the next one.
I'm sorry. I just
CSI Miami or Criminal Minds. I don't like either one of them.
What has happened? This show has gone to hell.
Look.
No, oh my God.
Now, I'm gonna say this.
Oh my God.
Hey,
This show has
Horatio
gone
was
to
off
hell,
the
dog.
chain though, bro.
This show-
This the
gone to
reason
hell.
I don't like it.
You don't like Horatio?
Y'all know what I do for a living,
It's true.
and I see it all the time, and they so fake.
We know they might not know. I don't think you actually said what it is. That
I
you do.
mentioned it a couple of times.
I'm not gonna say what I do for a living.
Yeah, I think I might have accidentally mentioned it a couple of times.
We'll
but-
lose subscribers, but
Yeah, but
look,
God damn.
my wife watch those shows all the time. I would rather watch what's the one with Ice-T?
it's the
Law and Order. I'd rather watch Law and Order than either one of these. It's just me.
Now, I will admit, I like both these shows. Law and Order is a better show than both of these shows.
I'd rather watch Law and Order.
I mean, there's a reason why it's still going. I mean, how long has that show been on?
Forever.
But if I had to pick between these two, man, I might have to go ahead and go with Criminal Minds, man. I might have to go with Criminal Minds. I like CSI Miami. I love Horatio. But I think with Criminal Minds, you just have more characters and more story with that. So I'm going to go with Criminal Minds. Who you going with, Villain?
I'm gonna also go with Criminal Minds. Somebody
Okay.
once told me that CSI, a very good, a brother of mine once told me that the things you see on CSI are just not realistic at all. How they find small things and how things piece together and they come together so quickly, even over the span of a couple of days, or weeks. It's just not realistic at all. But barring that, I'm not going with realism. I'm going with entertainment value. The reason I'm going, and you can put CSI Miami and CSI New York, and actually CSI Las Vegas is actually the best one with Grisham and everything. I will say this: Criminal Minds has far more action, and that's what it comes down to with me. It sounds terrible saying this out loud, but like criminals are getting shot. Like people are like, it's like real criminals happen. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're using the database. And I think that everyone has a specialty character. Their specialty character, I can't think of his name right now. Damn.
The little smart dude.
Yes, I can't think of his name right now. He's I haven't watched the show in a second, but I think he's really, really cool. I think the whole it's just like I think their whole team is cool. Agent Hotchner is pretty cool. I think Shamar Moore revitalized his career with that show. It's a far better show. It's just more action, more
if
killing.
you don't watch SWAT, you need to get on SWAT, bro.
I heard SWAT's pretty good.
SWAT
actually.
is
Yeah.
good.
Swat
I heard NCIS is good. I heard I'll get drugged to the ringer for not liking it. I just like Jag, actually.
Okay.
I used to fall asleep sometimes to Jag.
Hey,
Jag's
did
actually
y'all
pretty
watch 24?
good. Hell yeah.
I didn't watch one before.
With Jack Bauer, I did, yeah.
Kiefer Sutherland and all that.
You know what intrigued me about
This might be the
24?
worst episode we've shot so far.
Yeah, this one probably gonna never drop.
No, it's not the worst. It's just called. Hey,
It's
everybody
Discord.
got
I
an
love it. It's the
opinion.
Discord. It's the
Everybody got
Discord
an
show.
opinion.
The reason I liked, which one did you just say?
Jag.
Jag. I liked how every show was an hour in real time and on the show. And 24 episodes made up a day, and it also made up a complete season. I thought that the idea behind that was just absolutely brilliant. And Jack Bauer did his thing in there, so I did like 24.
The remake was not that good, though.
Didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, the dude who played Dr. Dre in Straight Outta Compton, he was like the new.
Oh wow, I didn't even. Yeah,
I think it only made it like half a
Didn't even know
season, and they canned out.
Yeah, sometimes
It was probably just as bad as Christmas Story.
I don't want to know about that one. I don't know about that because Christmas Story was great. All right, we're gonna move on. Well, we're gonna go back, get off these pick ones and stuff because it was the worst pick ones episode ever. So we're gonna go back to the DC universe. Let's talk about that. At least we all could come to a senses on that. All right, we're going back to your worst and favorite DC Universe movies.
Okay.
So I'll go first. My worst one would probably be.
It's a bunch. You got a few to choose from, my friend.
I would say Green Lantern because
Okay.
I just watched like 10 minutes, 10 to
Yeah,
15
it's like-
minutes, and I couldn't get into it.
It turned the shit.
Because even Ryan Reynolds was kind of horrible, even though I like him in a lot of movies like Van Wilder and even Deadpool and all that, but he was a little bit too horrible. Trying to be a little bit himself, too much in that movie. My favorite, Man of Steel, probably one of the greatest DC movies so far. Hey, like I always say, if they could make a live action Dragon Ball Z look like Man of Steel, that'd be great.
Well, they didn't make Dragon Ball Z look like their last fight in the Matrix 3.
Yeah, that'd be
even
cool.
in the Matrix 2 though, they was fighting with the
Burly Raw.
yeah.
Man, they could.
do that too.
There's so many ways they could actually do a good Dragon Ball. But alright, speaking of movies they're thinking about making, I hope that poster was real. They're making a Mario Brothers movie
Yeah, I saw that.
by the same people who make Despicable Me, Illumination.
This is
Oh,
why
yeah,
I don't
they
think
said
that's
that.
real. This
I
is
think
why.
somebody just made that up.
You know why? I think they were trolling. Nintendo has gone on record as saying they are not interested in making any more movies. They said that Nintendo that Mario Brothers bombed so hard.
It was one of the worst movies of all time.
And you know what makes it even worse? It's your goddamn flagship game.
Yeah.
It's what Nintendo is. You almost owe it to yourself to come back and try it.
Yeah.
But if they were going to make any Nintendo games, if you were going to make some Mario Brothers, you need to make Zelda.
Live action Castle.
Live
Because the anime on Netflix is good.
Everyone knows my affection and my affinity for female heroes, female and woman superheroes and woman characters. Make Metroid. I would love to see Samus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Metroid.
is good, too. And
Yeah,
it's
I would love to see
doable.
Metroid. Yeah,
It's
oh
so
God,
doable.
yes.
All of those are so doable.
Metroid will probably be the one that's more doable, especially with how people are to like the modern age and technology.
Yeah, technology,
You're damn
yeah.
right. You it's really cool. Man, I was
So hopefully that was a true poster. But who's next? DC
I'll take
favorite
this.
movie?
My worst DC movie,
we probably gonna agree.
I gotta go with Catwoman.
Yeah.
As beautiful as Halle Berry was, I mean, I'm sure we all enjoy seeing
That was
Halle in the
pretty
black leather suit,
Yeah.
but that was just a bad movie. And then the villain, the lady had like hard skin because of her makeup product
Yeah, it
or
was,
whatever. Like that was just, it was just a bad movie. And it was really hard for me to pick that one though, just because there's so many other bad movies. You got that. You already mentioned Green Lantern. You already mentioned Jonah Hex.
Wonder Woman 84.
Wonder Woman 84. Although Wonder Woman 84 was awful, I don't think it's the bottom of it's not the gutter bad like some of those other
Yeah.
movies.
There's so many honorable mentions you can
But
toss
that's the
out there.
bad part that it was so
And
bad.
what's your
it's
favorite?
Still in
My
that top
favorite?
10 movies.
And even in my
I
head,
know what he's about to say. I think I know what he's about to
even
say.
in my head right now, because most people probably gonna say Dark Knight,
Okay.
which I love Dark Knight. I also agree that Heath Ledger's portrayal, to me, is my favorite Joker.
Okay.
To me, cracking. But I might have to actually,
Heath Ledger
Man of
is the best
Steel
Joker.
is probably my number 2.
Okay.
But my number 1, I'm gonna give it to the third Batman when he fought Bane. And
Okay.
it's really
Yeah, that
because
was pretty cool.
Tom Hardy's portrayal of Bane was, I mean, it
Yeah, I
was
think,
just,
yeah.
it was just awesome.
It's the best you can come to a real portrayal of him.
And
I
he
mean, of course,
was-
you can't. You don't have a
not
nine.
out the venom and all that kind of stuff, but he was a real gangster on it.
Yeah, he was a badass. He was.
When the
he
guy was
tyrant
talking
that
about I'm paying you, and he just put his hand on dude's
one.
shoulder.
You feeling, child?
You can see the fear in that man's
Yes.
eyes when Bane
Yes.
just touched him on his shoulder.
Yes.
No, you stay here. I'm in charge.
Do you feel in charge?
I've paid you a small fortune.
This gives you power over me?
My favorite line in that movie from Bane, honestly, is the when he's talking about the whole darkness thing when Batman cuts the lights off. But it's at the end of that when because everybody's like, "Oh, you think the darkness is your ally?" when he tells him, I didn't see the light till I was already a man.
Yeah.
And by then, it was nothing to me but blinding. That was just, he grabs him out of the darkness. That shit was killer.
I think the funniest one to me was when he was Commissioner Gordon had escaped in the sewer.
Yeah,
And he told
like,
the guy,
yeah.
he told the guy, he said, find him and then I will kill you.
Yeah,
And then
you know,
he shot him and threw him in there. I was like, man.
He's like, follow him. He could be going anywhere. Search him. Wow! Shot him, pushed him off into the. Yeah, it was great.
That was G. All right, Villain, who you got?
My worst. There's so many honorable mentions I could toss out there. I won't even. I'm gonna go. I have Jonah Hex down. However, I'm gonna go with another movie because I went back and rewatched it because I heard it was bad. Which when I was a kid, I thought it was good. Superman 4 is really bad. Superman 4 is comically. It's actually 3 and 4. The one with Richard Pryor. Both those are
Radioactive Man.
those are.
I think 3 is worse than 4.
Yeah, 3 is worse. The one with Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
That one was. That's the one when he fought himself, right? He was
No,
Superman?
he fought the computer.
Yeah. So
he fought the computer, the computer that was taking over, turned dude into like a half robot.
that was a horrible movie.
I know Richard Pryor was hot then,
Oh my God!
but he didn't need to be in that movie
No.
because he wasn't funny or anything
At all.
He got paid, but
He wasn't. He was so out of place in that movie. Yeah, Superman 3 is now I'm thinking about it, like I said, it was like a coin. Heads you get Superman 3, tails you get Superman 4. Take your pick. So actually, my pick is going to be Superman 3 and 4 are going to be the worst.
What's your favorite, though? That's it is.
I don't. It's not going to be anything y'all thought it was. It's going to either. It's probably. It's not a superhero movie. Well, one of them is a superhero movie. One of them isn't. My number 2 is actually going to be the Red series. Retired Extremely Dangerous with Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman, Helen Mirren.
that was a good movie.
Dude, John Malkovich. I thought that was a phenomenal movie. The first one and the second one were really, really good. I didn't even know they were DC movies. But my number 1 is going to be The Watchmen. The Watchmen actually takes place in a universe, in the same universe as like the Justice League. But let me try this again. It takes place in the same. It's an alternate universe. You know what I mean? Like it's Earth 3 or Earth 4 or something like that. You actually see a few remnants of that in the movie that the comedian actually saves Bruce Wayne and Martha Wayne. Not Bruce, but he saves Thomas and Martha Wayne in that movie. It's actually in the headlines if you rewatch that movie. The way that Ozymandias ended up being the bad guy, Dr. Manhattan, how he's pretty much an all-powerful god. They were really the Suicide Squad before the Suicide Squad because none of them were really heroic except for Owlman. You know what I mean? And Silk Spectre was on the fence. The comedian was a borderline villain. Ozymandias ended up being a villain.
The comedian was definitely.
He was borderline. He was an asshole. Dr. Manhattan was just as big as an asshole. You know what I mean? But the way that team imploded on itself, some people were good. It was a different storyline. Rorschach, I keep forgetting about him. Rorschach, he was a borderline villain.
Bruh, some of the fight scenes in that movie.
I don't know why it didn't get the pop it should have. It is my favorite DC movie. The show was okay. I didn't think it was that good. It was okay. But like I said, I've gone on record. I said it on this show. I'm not going to ever pick a Batman movie or a Superman movie to be my favorite DC because it's too many to choose from. Just like you said, you pick one, you disrespect the other one. I picked Dark Knight Rises, I disrespect Batman one with Michael Keaton. I picked Batman Returns, I disrespect Dark Knight Rises. I picked Jack Nicholson's Joker, I disrespect Heath Ledger's Joker. I think they're both the best ones. I'm tired of Batman, I'm tired of Superman. I'm just saturated with it.
Mark Hamill was the best Joker.
Mark Hamill is the best Joker. It's not even close. Actually, there's another one that's getting up there with me. I started to watch on HBO Max. No, I started watching HBO Max's Harley Quinn show. Y'all should watch that. It's actually pretty good. It's actually really, really funny. It's completely R-rated, dude. I let the kids watch that.
Do not let them watch.
But yeah, I'm not ever picking any one of those ever to be my favorite because it's too much controversy in those. You tried to pick a favorite one, and you had to give a disclaimer for yours. I'm tired of Batman and Superman. Not my favorite heroes. Not my favorite movies. They're awesome when they come out, I guess. I just kind of throw them in the pile with the rest of the Batman and Superman movies. I'm sick of them. So no, but
All right, straight.
I do think the Watchmen kicks
Straight
ass.
to the. No, Watchmen was good. I think
Yes.
a lot of people may not have liked it as much because that movie was like.
And that's why you bullshit. You mentioned my top three.
Most
The
folks
Losers
probably
is in
didn't
there,
know
too.
Watchmen was
Who?
DC.
The Losers.
Oh yeah.
Most folks didn't probably know Watchmen was DC and just thought it was somebody coming up with some more
Yeah,
comic book
that's true.
stuff. Because I have never watched it.
And then that jam was
It's
like.
the
I've
movie
never watched it.
is badass, dude. You gotta watch the movie.
It's like Titanic line. It's just like 3.5 hours.
No, it's like it's like
It's longer
like
than 2.5.
It's like 2:45 or
Yeah,
something.
it's
Like
just long. It's a long
I
movie.
mean, shit. Hey, but I've seen the Snyder
Hey,
cut, so I can
it's
sit through a
good.
long hero
Oh,
movie.
okay.
But it's worth it because nobody really has. One person has superpowers on their team, and that's Dr. Manhattan. Because he dies first and gets turned into fucking molecules.
The reason
He
why I
learns how to
think
come
you
back
will
together.
like it though, Will, is because it's kind of similar to the Boys.
Oh, yeah, it pretty much is.
It's kind of similar to the Boys.
It would be the flagship movie for Dark Comics because that junk. I mean, they
Do
no, you don't.
Killing and everything.
If you like anti-hero villains, he's gonna love the comedian. He is a bastard in that movie.
Yeah.
He is a
Okay.
world-class asshole in that movie. Like for real, he's
You
like
know that's played by Negan from Walking Dead.
Jeffrey Dean
Okay.
Morgan.
Yeah, him.
Yeah,
It's
good cast in
good.
that movie too.
Yeah, it's good cast. It's a good
Yeah,
movie.
you
It's a
gotta
good
watch that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out.
Okay. Well, moving on. That's some great picks and everything. So we're moving on next to who you got, Sam?
Make up your mind.
Baby. All right. The first who you got in a straight up all out karate fight is going to be Kwai Chang Kane from the Kung Fu series versus Cordell, the Sheriff Walker, or as everybody know, the immortal Chuck Norris. Who you got in a straight up hand on hand fight?
I died out. There are very few people that I would pick over Chuck Norris. I got to be honest.
You have to separate Chuck
yeah,
Norris from the character
yeah.
he's portraying.
I still got to
This
go
is
with
Walker,
Cordell
Texas
Walker.
Ranger. This
I gotta
dude
go
was
with-
not beating no Kung Fu master.
I guess when you put it like that, if you put it in character versus, it's hard for me to pick against any Chuck Norris character. I think he's up there in the pantheon with the likes of Bruce Lee. You know what I mean? I think he's up there. Of course, nobody doesn't love Bruce Lee. But I think he's at the top, maybe 5. So it's hard for me to pick against him. I think
Top
I
5.
had to go back and watch Kung Fu because the first time I actually been introduced to David Carradine, New Time was when he played Bill in the Kill Bill series. Just so I want to get trashed, I'm going with Walker, Texas Ranger on this one.
How you gonna do all that and then gonna switch back?
I
to-
originally picked him. I'm going with Walker, Texas Ranger.
Well,
Put them boots to his ass.
I'm going to go a little different. I'm a big Kung Fu fan. Even the legend continues with his son, where his son was a cop and he was solving crimes with his son, kicking ass and everything else. I'm going to have to go with Kwai Chang, excuse me. He just badass.
He is. His
he
weapons game
just-
is nasty too.
Like I said, Walker comes to him, he just gonna let it flow, push his ass out the way, and 1-2 punches probably take Walker ribs out like Winter Soldier. What's her name from Winter Soldier? What's the guard from
Oh, he's on Ayo.
Ayo? Like she took out Winter Soldier
That was brutal.
in that last episode.
Unlock it.
Kwai Chang Kang
I
put them
understand
little
all-
2 pressure points on you and you done. So I'm going with old Kwai Chang.
I'm sure you can pretty much know where I'm going. I'm also going with Kwai Chang. Like I said, Walker, Texas Ranger is not beating this man in no hand-to-hand fight. Now, if he had his little 6-shooter or whatever, maybe, you not beating this dude.
No 6-shooter needed. Because I'm gonna tell you what I'm giving him the edge. He's a lawman. Okay, so he's always in the shit. Okay, Kwai Chang kind of journeyed the earth and I understand he was like a traveler and a wanderer. And
This dude is a kung fu master, bro. This man ain't losing no fight to some little random little white sheriff from Texas. No
backup required.
It's not happening. He gonna need all the backup.
But all right, moving on to the next one because we got a limited amount of time. All right, Mad Morgan versus Connor McLeod. So for those of you who don't know, Mad Morgan is Val Kilmer's character from Willow, which is a great movie. And Connor McLeod is the Highlander. Mm-hmm. All right. So who you got straight up sword fight?
I'm gonna go with the Immortal. Old boy from Highlander.
I'm going with Connor McLeod. I have to go with. Well, I'm going with Connor too. I think Connor McLeod, like you said, he's immortal. He's been around longer. I think he has more home fighting skills. However, I do think Mad Morgan has the cooler sword. I know that Ivory handled Dragon Katana is nice. Even his Claymore was pretty cool in the original Highlanders. Yeah. But that sword Mad Morgan had was badass.
That's why I'm going with Mad Morgan.
With the sword, with the serrated on one end.
He's pretty damn good with a sword.
Nasty.
I know Connor McLeod, you know, in the Highlander, they were moving kind of stiff. I'm sorry. All the little moves and stuff they were doing when he fought, every time he fought somebody in Highlander, they were moving kind of old-fashioned and stiff. Because the dude, what was the big dude?
Jacob Kell.
That was his name, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Every time he fought him, he was fighting with a big-ass medieval sword anyway. And I'm like, man, Morgan, he's fast with his sword.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He's a loose cannon when it comes to sword play.
I'm gonna throw something out. Now it's gonna be kind of
Depending
sad
on the sorcerers there.
because they still sword.
Yeah, that too.
Your boy from Willow against Chow Young Fat with the Green Destiny from Crouching Tiger.
Crouching Tiger.
This gonna be this anybody Asian like samurai and all that. They gonna tear the shit out of anybody medieval style.
I'm gonna say this right here. Whoever at the end of that battle is wielding the Green Destiny is gonna win. If he can disarm him, that sword is never known defeat. So whoever's wielding that sword is gonna win. That's
and it's
faster. Yeah, it's faster. It has more attacks because of that wave in the back. Yeah, it just has more attacks.
See,
whip attack, slash, stab. It's just even more you can do it.
Medieval European style stores always be heavy. Mm-hmm. And thought by that time, man, somebody with a samurai and all that would have been to cut your ass out 2 or 3 times. Been through whatever armor you have on, they'd have probably hit them points in the armor that's not covered, and just sliced your ass up.
And then when Miyamoto Musashi came up with the curved katana blade, which is still to this day the most deadly bladed weapon in the history of mankind. Now, they even carried them in. They even made the American version, the saber, and carried those in the battle too. But yeah, I'm whoever has the Green Destiny is winning that fight.
Okay. All right. On to the next one. Blade versus Celine. Who y'all got? I'm gonna let both of y'all have this because I really never seen Evolve or whatever.
Well, if you go on Celine, you said now Celine evolved. Depending on what movie, she almost becomes godlike.
I'm telling you, they went straight Resident Evil with these underworld, like how Alice kept getting
like crazy powers.
With it. That's what they did with Celine. It was like, I feel like you need to just do base Celine
versus base Blade.
Because if you talk about when she had all them, she was disappearing. And she was almost like teleporting.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she started tripping.
I mean, it was ridiculous the stuff she was doing.
All right, who you picking?
Base Blade versus base Lane. Mm-hmm. Going with the Vampire Hunter, the half human, half vampire. I'm going with Blade. Okay, so I gotta go with.
I'm also no question. I'm going with the Daywalker.
There you go.
His weapons game is cooler. I think his fighting style is better. Now here goes the problem. Base Celine is 10 times stronger than base Blade. Give him yes. Look at base Celine. She was already strong in that movie. She was already strong before she had the blood.
She was more good with like the firearms and stuff. I don't know.
She had some fights, but I'm saying she was already. She had that. Some there's supposed to be a vampire side effect that you have super strength. She actually had super strength. Blade didn't really have super strength like that until he drank blood and he got like.
That might be how they portray him in the movie, but Blade had super strength, bro.
Oh, in the comics he does.
Yeah.
But you said base Blade. We talking about the movie. Blade won versus Underworld. Celine won. I'm still going with Blade, regardless. I'm still going with the Daywalker. It's no question. Yeah.
Well, I'm going with the black man anyway. So,
of course, we already know.
You know what I'm saying? I had seen Celine or the other one, so hey, I gotta go with Blade.
You need to watch Underworld.
Hope you guys don't mess it up, MCU. You already messed up.
You need to watch the Underworld series. You need to start with Rise of the Lycans first.
Yeah, I
Then
watched
do-
parts of it.
Then do Underworld.
I'm not, even though it's action, I'm still not like a horror person, even though it's more action than it is kind of horror.
And
But
did you know that the black guy is like a comic book artist and writer? The black guy from Underworld, he was the Lycan.
Yeah.
Love guy.
Yes, he is. Yes.
He
yes,
also voices.
Raised.
Yeah.
Raised in the movie.
He
Yeah.
also voices. I guess it would be in what color was he? I guess he was the Black Beetle in Young Justice. If you watch Young Justice,
Yeah, Young
No,
Justice.
okay.
Did you ever watch Titans?
I ain't
the
saw
live
it.
action.
Yeah.
No, I haven't watched
It's
that.
actually pretty good.
All
It's
right.
actually really
I ain't watched that or Doom Patrol.
All right, so we're coming down to the end of this episode, and we're coming down to one of our favorite parts. It's the cosplay crush of the day.
Mhm.
So, Billy, you got
Today we're gonna go with Lucky Luna, and that's actually, if you're looking her up, which we want you to do, we want you to follow her on Instagram. We want you to subscribe to her as well. It's _lucky.luna. Lucky Luna. She is huge on cosplay. She's really big on Twitch. And she's really, really good with throwing her cosplays together that look really, really cool. How can I say this in a respectful way? She knows how to make her figure make the costume look a lot better. She puts it on display, especially with a lot of the cool effects with the bunny ears and stuff like that. She has a lot of cool props and everything that she puts on her costumes. But she's really, really cool. I got the chance to talk to her, actually. That's the one cool thing about a lot of cosplay crushers. I get a chance to actually interact with them a bit. So follow her, look her up, say hey to her. She will say hey back. But Lucky Luna is our cosplay crush of the day. I'm not quite sure what my favorite one is of her. So you just have to take your pick from the pictures being shown right now.
Okay. All right, so that's it for this episode. Like always, we thank you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe to all our forums, Facebook.
One thing,
Please
before we leave,
comment below.
I forgot to do this. I want to start doing this at the beginning of the show. What size shirts? Shirts.
Ah, it's a trap that is from some. It's kind of Star Wars and footballsy. So
That's pretty cool. It's a trap.
yeah.
So, man, I'm sure everybody knows this meme with the woman pointing at the cat. So this time you got Cyclops being himself, pointing at Wolverine, and Wolverine in his classic pose.
That's pretty badass. I went with the classic John Carpenter's Halloween #1. The night he came home. Still one of my favorite Halloween movies or horror movies. Jamie Lee Curtis was badass in the movie, but I found his shirt and I thought it was pretty cool. I always like the little jack-o'-lantern with the knife making it one of the sections. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, all right. We appreciate you guys and holler at y'all later.
Yogi,